All right, good morning. Going to try to do a real quick walkthrough of MSHV and the alpha release, V3 alpha release 0.9.0. Couple things to note here. All the previous alpha release versions of V3, up until the last release here, the last one, I think prior to this was 0.8.1. Those releases all use the older TCI protocol 1.5. And if you used MSHV 2.59, you were fine. There was no problems with that. It would work with the older TCI 1.5 protocol. In alpha release 0.9.0, EESDR moved to the new protocol TCI 1.6. That said, version 2.59 of MSHV will not function and work correctly with the new protocol. So there's a couple things we need to do to get that to work. And I posted over on the EESDR forum the steps in order to do this, along with the link and a couple pictures over there. But just kind of as a follow-up, this video as well. And I will put those two links in the description of this video, so you have them there as well. All right, basically what you're going to need to do is, if you follow that EESDR forum, or you follow this video and there's the link in there, you're going to need to grab a new executable file that the programmer from MSHV has kindly put together. And this is not a full-fledged version of MSHV. You will need to have 2.59 already installed. So make sure that you have 2.59 already installed. If you don't have 2.59, you can get it from the MSHV website underneath the downloads. I'll put that link in the description here as well. So let's go over to the EESDR site, and you'll see the steps over here of how to do this. It's really quite simple. It shouldn't take you any time at all to get this to do it, and I'll kind of walk through the configuration of things. Once you get this all installed and configured, you should see, if you're using V3 0.9.0, you should see reference to 1.6 here, which is the TCI protocol in that version. If you're using an older version of V3 or the older EESDR software, V2, whatever you want to call it, you should see 1.5 here. Okay, this updated EXE should auto configure which version of TCI it's looking for. Okay. All right. So with that said, let's if you use the link that's in here, it'll take you over to the file that we're going to need to download. And this file is a zipped file, so you will have to extract it after you download it. Key note here, this will only work with Windows 64. If you're running Windows 32-bit, it's not going to work. You need to be running Windows 64, and it will work with Windows 10 or Windows 11, and possibly 8.1 if you're still running that, and maybe possibly 7. I'm not sure why you'd still want to be running those for security purposes, but that's a whole nother topic. I do know it works with Windows 11 because that's what I am using, and I've got a few friends that are running Windows 10, 64-bit, and it's working correctly with theirs as well. So that said, once you get over to the drive folder here, you're going to want to grab the MSHV _win 64 260 RC005.zip. So click on this guy, double click on him, and you should be able to download it. I'm going to get a message here that I've already got it. More than likely. Download. Yeah, okay, so there you go. Yeah, I've got it several times now. So once you download this, you're going to obviously go over to where you've downloaded it, and it'll be a compressed file. So you can, in Windows, you can right-click on it and do an extract all, and we're just going to write this to, I'm going to put it in my downloads directory as well again here. So let me see. I want to make it an easy folder I can find in my downloads directory. Yeah, that's fine. Well, let's just do this. It should just put it in here. Okay. So after it's done that, you're going to see the extracted file, which is only the executable, okay? Again, you must have version 2.59 already pre-installed, okay? What you're going to do then is right-click on this folder. You can do a copy or a cut, whatever you prefer. I'm going to cut it, and you need to put this in your current 2.59 MSHV folder. So an easy way to find out where that is if you click on your current icon and go to Open File Location, you should go to that directory, okay? Once you're here, you're going to paste that file. I've already obviously got it. I'm not going to overwrite it, but you would paste this MSHV underscore Win64 underscore 260 underscore RC 005.exe file into that folder, okay? Once you do that, all you need to do is right-click on this file. Again, this is going to look a little bit different because I am using Windows 11. You're going to, in Windows 10, I think you can go right to Properties and choose the Send to Desktop as a shortcut, okay? I need to open up this extra screen. You're going to go Send to Desktop, Create Shortcut, okay? Don't just copy this. Don't copy this to your desktop. That won't work, okay? Do a shortcut. It's got to be a shortcut, because when you launch this from the shortcut, it's going to be looking for all the previous files that it needs from 2.59, okay? It's going to be looking for these folders and your settings and everything else. That all has to be there. That's why 2.59 has to be pre-installed in order to do this. After you do that and you send your shortcut to your desktop, I've got a couple of them here. I saved some previous versions of it just for testing things. But here is my, hopefully this shows up. It's probably going to be a little hard to see. Do it this way. MSHV Win64 underscore 260 underscore RC 005. Okay. So that is my shortcut. Now, when you launch, already got it somewhat running here. When you launch V3, and let me turn this down some, get rid of this. Sure, I got audio on V3. Do I have? Yeah, okay. All right, for now, I'm going to mute this guy. Once you launch V3, you're going to go into your shortcut, the new shortcut you just created, okay? So we're going to launch this guy. Let me bring V3 back up so we can actually, I don't need Ping Jockey running. Sorry, let me wait till this comes up and we'll close him. All right, so V3 and MSHV. You should see 2.60 64-bit if you've done everything correctly here, okay? Yeah, Yeah, this looks funny because I'm not in a digital mode. So you're going to go to whatever band you're using, go to digital, upper, and then let me bring MSHV back up, and let's get out of, I'm about to stop this, was in MSK 144 for Meteor Scatter here this morning. So let's go back over to, let's just say FT8. Okay. So once you're here, turn monitor back on. I need to kind of bring this level down too. Big difference between MSK 144 and FT8. So, all right. Once you're here, you're going to go into options. Make sure you're on sound settings. You want TCI for your output. You want TCI for your input. You don't have to worry about direct sound buffers or latency, things like that. That doesn't happen with the TCI, so these mean nothing for it. Okay. Next thing will be interface control, and you see this is detected that I'm running TCI protocol 1.6 on the Sun SDR with version 3 alpha release 0.9.0. Okay. Had this been alpha release 0.8.0 or 0.8.1, this would say 1.5. So once you do that, again, make sure you get your server in here. If you're running on your local machine, it's going to be the loopback 127.0.0.1. This port must match whatever port you're using in your TCI protocol, okay? So, again, to change TCI protocol, let me close this. And I'm just going to minimize this. Again, to change your TCI protocol in version 3, you must left-click to disable TCI, then right-click, and you'll get the menu. By default, version 3 TCI port is 50001. For me, I have changed all of my applications to use 4.0.0.0.1 because that's the way I already had them set. That was the port number I first used in the older EESDR with version 1.5. It was, for my logging and for my digital programs then, I used TCI port 40001 and also in the SDC client. So I've, that's the reason I changed mine. That way I can go between version 2 and version 3 and all of my third-party apps will still connect and work. So once you change this, if you need to change it, once you change it, write it in there and then left click on TCI to activate that port again. Okay. And it should activate on the port that you just reassigned. As a precaution, if you want to close V3 and open it back up, just to make sure. Okay. After you do that, we'll go back into options. Okay. And so you can see that disconnected when I disabled my TCI. So we're going to hit connected here again, and it should be off and running. Okay. Probably really need to restart that. Like I said, we'll find out. The other thing here is rig control. On rig control, you're going to choose, in the rigs here, obviously we're using TCI client, and I'm using this on my first receiver, so RX1, okay? Again, if you're using Sun SDR, which, is the whole reason we're doing this video anyways, you want to select the use constant TX audio frequency control for FT8 and FT4. Okay. And, you know, either 1500 or the 2000 seems to work. That's the two I've been using. I'm sure the rest of them in here work. I know the default is 1500. Start there, I guess. Try it. Make sure. Anyways, after you do that, you can close this guy down and we're receiving. So there's been a couple guys, or actually not a couple. I've seen one post where I'm trying to help somebody now that says they don't transmit. They're receiving fine, but they can't transmit. So excuse me, lost my train of thought here. Make sure that you're in digital upper. Make sure that your drive slider is actually up to a, you know, somewhat of a value here. Let's see. My tune mode's at 63%, so sure I'm on right antenna here. Okay, so that's 32 watts roughly, which is going to put me probably 38 or 40 watts in here. I'll be fine. Okay. Make sure your drive control is up, and when you hit tune in this, you should see this change. Let me go untune this. Okay. Currently, for my audio, you know, when I'm on AM or sideband or FM or whatever, I use mic 2. When I hit tune here, this should change to TCI. So I'm going to hit tune. TCI. And if you hover around here over in the grayish colored area, it'll kind of give you a gain setting. You can't adjust that anymore. It's locked. But if you change your mic, let me unkey this a second. It's going to unkey anyways. Change your mic meter, or change your meter to the mic input, okay? You're going to use the TCI, or not TCI, the TX slider here, okay? If you go into tune, I'm hovering around 0.6, 0.7, you know, close enough. You just don't want to be over that 0 mark, so just get it as close as you can. It may not go to completely to 0.0. I mean, there's some modes I see 0.4, some modes I see 0.7. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. You just don't want to be over the 0. You know, that's where you'll get your clipping and issues with overdriving. Okay. So that said, we should be able to turn this up a little bit. Should be able to hear that lovely crud in the background, and let's just wait for one of these guys and we'll try to work him. Again, use your receive slider here. You want to kind of be in the green area. That guy's calling DX, so. And I do have my filter set to only show CQ calls and 73, so you're not going to see a bunch of decodes here right now because of that. Just try this guy. Okay, I am in transmit. You see I'm at the 0.7, and if I switch this to power, you'll see that I'm roughly producing 44, 45 watts. Okay? Go back into here, see if this guy answers us. No, he didn't answer us, and I may need to run more than that. We'll just try let's see if he doesn't answer on this one. We'll just throw out a CQ call real quick. I don't want to fire the amp up. I don't want to change my drive settings. And I'm sure you're getting a little echo back in the microphone from this too as well. Sorry. All right, we're just going to call. Let's halt this guy. Let's do a reset QSO. So it'll clear out his call. We're going to do a generate message, and I'm just going to, it looks like there's nobody right here, so I'm going to call. Oops. I'm going to call CQ here, and we'll see what happens. But obviously, I am making power there. 44 watts out. Again, if you're not seeing this go into TCI mode here, when it goes into transmit, check your setup. Might have to bring this up a little bit more. Let's just bring it up. Let's go to 50. It is noon, or almost noon here. My time's 11 o'clock. During the week on a Friday on 40 meters. So might not be a whole lot of activity. Find out. One thing I didn't check is my time. Yeah, it should be all right. To a sync anyways. Okay. All right, looks like we might have somebody answering us now, so. There we go. Yep. All right. So there you go. It does work. Version 10, version 11 of Windows, V3 0.9.0. And if you follow the steps outlined that I posted on the EESDR forum or through this video, use the links in it to get the new updated exe file, and you should be good. Again, the key things here is, let's make sure we get the close on this. And I didn't bring my logger up, so I'll have to manually enter this guy. Let's make sure we get the whole thing here first. Looks like we're going to. It's pretty strong decode to begin with. Okay. I don't want to send another one. All right. Again, let me turn this down. Once you get 2.60 64-bit showing here, you'll know that you've followed along and done everything correctly there, up to that point. Options, sound settings, TCI client for output, TCI client for input. Don't have to worry about anything else here. Options, interface, control. You're going to be on rig control. Or for rig control, you want TCI client RX1. And if you're running again on the same PC that you're, running the software for V3 on, it's going to be the local loopback, which is 127.0.0.1. And make sure, again, that this port number matches the port number you have in your TCI. So in order to do that, I got to disable it, and you'll see, that port number here is going to balk at me because we just disconnected. I'll hit connect again. That port number there matches the port number here, okay? Also, make sure that you use the selected constant TX audio frequency for FT8 and FT4. And either the default I know is fine and the 2000 hertz is fine. I haven't tried anything between those or above the 2000. Those are the two I've been kind of playing with back and forth. And you should be good at that point. So hope that clears up a few things of how to get this to work, and have a great day and have a great upcoming weekend. Thanks for watching, and hope to work you again, or see you again, or come in contact with you on either voice or digital, or heck, even Meteor Scatter. So take care. All the best.